The race here at the Yas Marina circuit will be starting shortly. With the fading lights, strong spotlights will take over, making the Abu Dhabi track a unique racing experience. The drivers will be racing here on Yas Island today through 21 corners and a lap distance of around 3.4 miles. There are plenty of opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, at turns 8 and at turn 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps to come. So as we look ahead to what I hope will be a very entertaining race, I have to ask Anthony Davidson what you expect to see in terms of strategy today. I mean, do you expect a lot of tyre management? A lot of fuel management?
Well, don't we always? I don't expect these are going to be any more important than usual, if I'm honest. What I do expect, however, are a lot of drivers getting into the pits early for some kind of undercut on fresh rubber. If you can pit before the person in front, have a good stop and drive a blistering outlap, there may be 1 or 2 seconds to be gained. If anyone gets stuck behind another car, for example, that will be the go-to strategy, surely.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso and Bottas, Kvyat, Massa, Nasser and Carlos Sainz, Vettel, Button, Sergio Perez and Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Gutierrez, Rio Haryanto and Jolyon Palmer, Ericsson and Wehrlein, Kevin Magnussen and Kimi Raikkonen rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
The pull away. You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch. Return the position. viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one? Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta. Copy. Understood. Stopping this lap. Okay, I'll have the pit team send you out with aero setting +1. We'll move aero to +1. Roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop. As you leave the pits. Kimi is in the pits. Kimi is pitting. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. Incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Some damage to their front wing. It doesn't look serious. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. The gap to teammate is 6.6 seconds. Gap to leader, 11.5 seconds. Kimi is pitting now. Kimi is in the pits. The gap behind us is 4.0 seconds. Perez has made a pass for first place. Front is 0.5 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Looks like the car behind has a small amount of damage to the front wing, but it doesn't seem to be affecting performance. distance to the leader is 7.0 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. Some information on how. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, he had a great drive today, somewhat unexpected maybe, but I'm going to go for Kevin Magnussen. Quick, clean, and in control. It was everything you could ask for.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.